What's going, everybody? Cable Guy Ken coming to you today live, just as promised, for my brother on Dave's Facebook page and one of my viewers. Got my Becker Necker. Hadn't been wearing it much lately. I've had it strapped to a pack now for a long time. But one of my brothers had asked me how I'd wrap my handle, so I'm going to unwrap this and show you how I did it real quick, Mr. Horton. We'll see how it's real easy little wrap. I like it because it leaves it open here in the middle, gives it a little bit more bite, because my hands are kind of clunky, kind of big, so it actually swells into my hand good where those little cutouts are. And it does leave the bottle opener available in case you do find that bottle tree. I still hadn't found one, y'all. I've been looking. Now you can wrap this, you can put it in the case to wrap it if you want to. What I did when I wrapped it was I stuck it down in the case just loose, and that gave me an idea of where that first wrap was going to be at, so that it wouldn't be in the way of it going into the sheath. So let me get my camera repositioned here real quick, and I'll show you how I did it real quick. It shouldn't take me just a couple of minutes. Alright, hang tight. Alright, everybody, I got the camera here sitting in front of me, kind of awkward. But we'll get this figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out the sheath, y'all. I ain't worried about cutting myself just yet. And I got to get this thing right here untied. That's I want to say they call that a Sabanza knot, or a Sabanza loop, after Chris Sabanza, I think it was, or Sabenza. There we go. There we go. Let me finish getting this unknotted, y'all, and I'll be right back with you, alright? Alright, guys, what we got here, your Becker Necker has 3 holes in it. You've got one down here at the choy area, and then you've got 2 back here at the back. Gives it that little fish look. I probably started with 3.5 foot of cordage here. This is still probably about 3.5 foot long, so about 1 yard of cordage is what I use to wrap it. I put the cordage through that one hole, and then for my first wrap I bring it back around this side, and then I bring it across the front here to the other side. So it's like that. And what you're left with here is, on one side you've got 1 crossing, and then on the other side you've got 2 crossing, and you want to kind of pull that tight like such. You don't have to make sure that it goes between there, but if you do, it ends up looking better in the long run. But they're going to cross each other either way you do it. And then all I started doing after I had them wrapped around that one time, I'll pull it through here and just kind of pull it tight. You don't have to get it real tight, because what I do when I'm done with it is get some really hot water and dip the handle in the hot water and let the paracord soak it up, and it'll shrink that paracord up for you a good bit. I'm having trouble getting it to wrap back around without going the wrong way. You know how it is, anytime you do something on video, it's always harder. But that's all you do, is keep wrapping it around. And like I said, you can do this in the sheath if you're worried you might cut yourself. I'm not too worried about it right now. You can see how I'm holding it. I don't have as much to worry about. And come across here, and like such. And I said, you can see I'm working one side first, and then I'll work the other side when I get this one done. And just keep it as tight as you can. But you don't have to worry about it too much, because like I said, if you soak it in hot water, and I mean almost boiling hot water, for just a few seconds. It'll shrink up that paracord and tighten it down for you. Now when you've gone as high as you can go on one side, and I can probably go one more loop on here, then we're going to come across and push it through the bottom hole, not through the top, through the bottom hole. You could do through the top if you wanted to, it don't really matter. Going through the top gives you a little bit more room on that bottle opener, the bottle cap opener, and the holes are the same size, so it don't matter. And then I just hold that one back tight, come back down here to my bottom cord again, and do the same process over here on the bottom set. And like I said, if you need to put it in the sheath, you can, and that'll give you a guide to know how far down you can go with your cordage. Because each sheath, you know, this Kydex, they're all going to be a little bit different. I want to say I actually heated mine up after I put the cordage on there and refit the sheath to the knife just by heating it up with a hot blow dryer. I'm going to get one more wrap through there, and then I'm going to cross on over to the other side here, and you can see that covers up your bar in the middle. See, I've got a little room there, that covers up through there, and then comes right on across. Now they will cross in one spot, there's just no avoiding it, but it doesn't hurt anything. And just keeping it pulled as tight as you can, being mindful of your fingers. You don't want to cut them off or nothing. Now, like I said, you start with 3.5, 4 foot of cordage, and when you do you tie off your loop on the end, then you can control whether or not you've got a long tail here or not. And what I do when I get to the finish, I come straight across, and I want to go through to the other side with my cordage, and I may actually have to melt that down real quick, or cut it down. Alright guys, I went ahead and cut my end off and remelted it real quick. You see I still got pieces of it stuck to my finger just to make it a little bit smaller. I said I'm using this is actually 450 cord that I got from Bar Army Navy a while back, but you can do it with 550 cord. It's just going to be a lot snugger. And we'll get this multipliers on there and pull it on through. Sorry about that, y'all didn't get on camera, but y'all seen multipliers before. And just pull them both really tight. I said that gives you still got access to your bottle cap opener. It ain't gonna get in the way. They even call this a wire breaker. I don't know that it actually works. I've never attempted it. I mean, it's a knife. I got pliers for cutting wire. As far as the wrap goes, I don't know if anybody's ever showed you this, but you start with your 2 pieces of cordage. You're going to start up top, and just like doing a kind of like a hangman's noose, you're going to start coiling down and then come back up through yourself. Again, I do apologize for the noise. These March winds are blowing hard today. We just had some severe thunderstorms come in last night too, so get that through. Push your tag in back through the loops you just made and pull it and snug it. Now, I made that one a little bit shorter than the last one that I made, but you can see how it works, and you just pull it snug and it ain't going nowhere. you can cut your ends. I said I had them, you saw before, I had them cut the same length. I don't have it on there to go around my wrist as much as I've just got something that I can grab and give a quick snag, especially if I'm wearing it around my neck. I can put my finger in there and snag it out real quick. And you can see it comes right to the edge of the sheath on both sides. If anything, it might make it a little bit more secure in there, and if you're worried about it being too tight, you can forego going through the hole and just start by going around the pillars itself. But that's it. Like I said, the only other step I do when I get done is if it's loose, and like I said, this one's fairly tight, I wrapped it back on there pretty good, but if it's got a little bit of play in it, especially like here on the ends, get you some boiling hot water, you know, make you a pot of coffee. If you like me and use a French press, sometimes boil your water and just pour it over the paracord, and it'll shrink down and tighten up for you right quick. So that's it, y'all. Cable Guy Ken here. I wanted to do that for my brother. He's been asking me for a while, and it wasn't that I was, you know, ignoring him. I just didn't have time to get it on here. So I hope that it helped you out, Mr. Horton. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Be looking for a few more videos from me hopefully this weekend. Things are progressing pretty good for me, so I appreciate all your views and your support. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.